So you were studying sound engineering and music before the Anna Domino thing took off.
I always wanted to make music, always.
Always.
But I was studying sound engineering, but I didn't know where to go for songwriting. And I knew that I was, if somebody told me the right way, I wouldn't be able to forget it. I would defer. And I really wanted to find out what I had to say. And I was a very shy, withdrawn, sort of odd, slightly creepy child. And I knew that I couldn't really put up a fight, against any other influences. So I just sort of, I had to sort of fight to keep my head clear, as much as I could.
So you said you always wanted to do music. So were there any kind of early experiences you can point to? Or
when I lived as an unhappy teenager in Ottawa, Canada, where we had moved when I was 11. Before that, I had lived in very interesting places too, but Ottawa, first year we moved there was 175 inches of snow. Came up to the 3rd floor, and it snowed in June. And I started singing there. I got my first guitar and my second guitar and my electric guitar, but with no amplifier. And I started writing songs, but I had a couple of friends that I played with, and we would do multiple harmonies, and I would play guitar. And we played at a bar in downtown Ottawa a couple of times. And that was fun. But it wasn't really us, we were just sort of doing what girls did. I mean, we didn't ever think of writing our own material. I wrote my own songs, but I never played them. Oh, I forgot to mention T-Rex.
Oh, as an influence?
Yes. And that would be a direct influence because I could actually play what Mark Bolan was playing because it was so simple.
Ah.
And so he was the one that taught me the blues because that was his influence. But he managed to make it sound so sexy, but also harsh. I found it irresistible. But we all took music so seriously. I think everybody does when you're young, but like to the point where if my friends had found out I was listening to T-Rex, they would have beat the shit out of me. And they eventually did find out and beat the shit out of me and painted a mustache on me for some reason. And wouldn't talk to me for a long time. But, so it was like this, Electric Warrior was my secret vice that I had to keep like behind the dresser where no one could find it.
Because people just thought they were like corny?
Well, no, they thought they were like really threatening. And they even thought, David Bowie, the boys hated because he was gay.
Oh, so this was, they weren't hating on them from a pretentious standpoint. It was from a conservative standpoint, you're saying.
Yeah, even though, they were all into like Moody Blues, and when Fusion came out, they went for it big, and I never did, and I didn't really understand the thing about the boys and their music, because everybody had rules, really, really strict rules. There was stuff you did listen to and stuff you didn't, and stuff that was unspeakable. I just, I had these things that I liked, but I couldn't admit to them because they were just... Yeah, it got me in terrible trouble when they finally found out.
So I can imagine that would be frustrating. And so did that have something to do with why you took off hitchhiking?
Oh, well, yeah. I didn't really get along I didn't really fit in. and then I got kicked out of high school. On the last day, and I mean, Canada is a lovely country. People are great, but at that time, in that place, I mean, when I was going to grade school, they made the girls walk down on one side of the hallway and the boys on the other. And if you came to, this is the 60s, and early 70s, I guess. If you came to school in a skirt that looked short, they would make you kneel on the ground in the public hallway, down. And if your skirt didn't touch the floor, you were sent home. You were kicked out for the day. What is that thing? Suspended. And what are the other? I mean, it was cold, and you were especially as a girl, you couldn't wear trousers. I mean, it was 35 below in the winter. Mm-hmm. Everybody had frostbite. And these are the years of mini skirts and fluorescent fishnet stockings, and when you're a kid, you want to be part of the culture of your time. It's cruel to deny this to kids, but so it just. And then in high school, it was kind of the same thing. They ran that high school, it wasn't like jail, but or anything like that. But they had monitors in the hallways that had walkie-talkies and would call in if you were talking or walking the wrong way or stayed outside. So of course we got, when it's an environment like that, this is all leading up to, when it's an environment like that, you rebel even if it's not in your nature. I kept thinking, why do they threaten us all the time? We want to learn. We really do. We're absolutely just beside ourselves with curiosity about all things. And yet everything was done in this atmosphere of threat, in this atmosphere of, if you don't do this right, and if you don't do this on time, and blah. So it just kind of knocked all the fun out of you, and all the enthusiasm. And so we started being difficult. I am Legion. I started becoming difficult. But so on the last day of school, they finally caught me with something. They caught me holding somebody else's bottle of wine, and they expelled me, so I would have lost the year, and I would have had to go back and repeat that year, and then there was still one more. So I just left, and
wow.
A few weeks later.
Yeah.